Tonight, as you lie there with your eyes growing heavier, we're going to do something very gentle and very powerful. We're going to teach your brain how to remember again, not with pressure, not with stress, not with you must try harder, but with soft understanding, simple images, and quiet little habits that slowly transform the way your mind holds on to what matters. You might think of yourself as forgetful. Maybe you study a new word in English and it vanishes the next day. Maybe you walk into a room and suddenly have no idea why you came there. Maybe you spend hours reading and then stare at the exam paper as if you never studied at all. It can feel scary, like your mind is slipping away from you. But tonight, I want you to hear this very clearly. Your memory is not broken, it is simply untrained. Inside your head, there is a beautiful, enormous library, shelves stretching into the distance, levels upon levels of thoughts, images, feelings, and moments from your life. Every time you learn something, a new word, a name, a fact, it's as if a tiny librarian carries a book into that huge space and looks for a place to put it. But if there is no system, if the shelves are messy, if everything is rushed and noisy, the book gets dropped on the floor, buried under other books, and eventually forgotten. Tonight, we're going to walk quietly through that library together. We'll dust the shelves. We'll light a few lamps. We'll show your brain simple, gentle ways to take each new book and place it somewhere safe so that when you need it, you can find it again. Not every step will feel like magic. Some will feel almost too simple. Pay attention, make a picture, tell a story, write it down, review it before sleep. But these are the small keys that memory champions, top students, and language learners around the world quietly use over and over until remembering becomes natural. Tonight, you don't need to force anything. You don't need to memorize this like a list. You only need to relax, to listen, and to let the ideas move gently through you like a calm river flowing past. As you drift towards sleep, your brain will keep working in the background, rearranging the shelves, strengthening the paths, deciding what to keep. So, take a slow breath in and a longer breath out, and let's begin this soft journey into the art of remembering everything that truly matters. Part 1. Your memory isn't weak, just untrained. Imagine standing in front of a whiteboard. Someone writes something important on it, a sentence, a date, a formula, and then walks away. If no one copies it down, if no one saves it, sooner or later, someone will wipe the board clean. That whiteboard is your short-term memory. Now imagine a notebook, thick pages, ink drying slowly. Once you write something there, you can close it, put it away, and return days or years later. That notebook is your long-term memory. Most people throw everything at the whiteboard and then feel ashamed when it disappears. They hear a name one time. They read a paragraph once. They listen to a lesson while also checking their phone. The brain never gets the signal. This matters. Move it to the notebook. Tonight, I want you to be gentle with yourself. You don't forget because you're stupid. You forget because no one ever showed you how memory actually works. Your brain is built to remember. Every time you tied your shoes as a child, every song lyric you still know from years ago, that's proof. The rest of this journey is about one simple shift. Stop blaming your brain and start giving it the conditions it needs to do what it's always been capable of. Attention, repetition, images, emotion, silence. Like a muscle that has been asleep for a while, your memory wakes up slowly, then more strongly, then with confidence. And you, quietly, begin to trust your mind again. Part 2. Attention, the doorway to every memory. You cannot remember what you never truly noticed. Think of the last time you met someone new. They said their name, you smiled, you nodded, but your mind was half somewhere else, on your phone, on your worries, on what you were going to say next. 5 minutes later, the name was gone. Your brain isn't a magician. It cannot keep what you do not offer it. Attention is the soft but powerful command that tells your mind, keep this. This one is important. Imagine getting out of a taxi. If you never look at the car, never notice the driver's face, never read the number plate, then later, when you realize your bag is missing, your brain has nothing to give you, not because it refused, but because you never opened the door. From now on, when something matters, a word in English, a key idea, a name, a fact, give it a tiny moment of sacred focus. Pause, look at it, say it in your mind, maybe repeat it softly with your lips. Just 5 seconds of real attention can be the difference between gone forever and saved for life. As you listen to this, you don't need to focus hard. Just notice how it feels when your mind is here with these words and how it drifts away. Every time you softly bring it back, you are already training the first and most important step of memory, the gentle art of paying attention. Part 3. Turning words into pictures. Your brain is not a machine made of letters. It is a painter. When I say elephant, you don't see E-L-E-P-H-A-N-T. You see a heavy grey body, a swaying trunk, big soft ears, slow steps in the dust. That is how your memory likes to store information, as images, scenes, tiny moving movies. So when you try to remember only with words, your brain gets bored. It doesn't know where to put them. From now on, whenever you want to remember something, ask your mind, what picture can I make? If you're learning the English word volcano, don't just repeat it like a robot. Imagine a birthday cake exploding with chocolate lava, candles melting, people running and laughing. If you meet someone named Lily, see flowers woven into her hair, or imagine her leaving a trail of white lilies as she walks. The image doesn't need to be realistic. In fact, the stranger, funnier, or more exaggerated it is, the stronger your memory will hold it. Tonight, as you drift, your brain will quietly replay some of the images you create. Words will begin to come with pictures attached, and each picture is like a hook on the wall of your mind, giving the information somewhere to hang instead of falling to the floor and disappearing. Part 4. Stories. How your brain escapes boring lists. Your mind was never designed to remember long, dry lists. It was designed to follow stories. Think of the last movie you loved. You still remember scenes, lines, faces. You remember how it made you feel. But if someone gives you 10 random words in a row, they slide away almost instantly. The trick is simple. Whenever you can, turn lists into little stories. Instead of trying to memorize, milk, keys, notebook, phone, umbrella, you might imagine. You walk into your kitchen and see a river of milk flowing out of the fridge. On top of the white waves, your keys are surfing, your notebook is floating on a tiny boat, your phone is shouting for help, and over everything, An umbrella opens like a bright red parachute, landing gently in the middle of the flood. Is it silly? Yes. Is it logical? Not at all. Will you remember it? Almost certainly. Your brain loves connection, movement, surprise. Stories give all three. As you lie here, let your mind relax. If any lists from your day appear tasks, words, ideas, you can play with them, link them into soft, dreamlike stories. You are not memorizing. You are watching a quiet movie inside your own head, and your memory is watching with you. Part 5. Spaced repetition, watering the seeds. Learning something once and never seeing it again is like watering a plant a single time and wondering why it died. Your brain follows a gentle curve of forgetting. If you don't touch a new memory, it fades quickly. But when you come back to it, after an hour, after a day, after a few days, you are telling your mind, this is real, this matters, please keep it. Each short review is like another sip of water for the plant. The roots grow deeper, the leaves grow stronger. You don't need to repeat things all day. Just a few quiet check-ins. Learn something once, glance at it again later that day. Come back tomorrow, then a few days later, then a week later. Each time, the effort feels a little smaller and the memory feels a little more natural until one day you notice you're not trying anymore. You just know. As you move towards sleep now, your brain is already doing a kind of spaced repetition for you. It's visiting moments from the day, choosing what to keep and what to release. By gently revisiting what matters, especially right before bed, you are quietly guiding that process, helping the seeds of knowledge sink into the rich soil of long-term memory. Part 6. Emotion, the glue of memory. Think of a day you will never forget, a goodbye, a success, a moment when someone hurt you or healed you. You remember not just what happened, but how it felt in your chest, in your stomach, in your breath. Emotion is the glue that makes memory stick. Your brain doesn't only store facts, it stores feelings. That's why a single kind word from a teacher years ago can stay with you longer than 100 pages of notes. When you want to remember something, ask yourself gently, how can I care about this more? Where does this connect to my life? What feeling can I attach to this? If you're learning a new English word, don't just memorize the translation. Find a sentence that touches you. Attach it to a memory from your own life. Let the word live inside a feeling. Even small, invented emotions help. Turning a triangle formula into a slice of pizza you only get half of sounds childish, but your brain doesn't mind. To your mind, a tiny spark of emotion is still a signal. Save this one matters. As your body softens into the bed, notice how your own memories rise and fall with feeling. You don't need to chase them. Just see how emotion and memory move together, like waves on the same sea. Part 7. Teaching, remembering twice. There is a quiet magic in explaining something to someone else. The moment you try to teach, your brain must gather scattered pieces of knowledge, organize them, and send them out in your own words. That effort is like carving the memory deeper into stone. You don't need a classroom. You don't need students. You can teach by explaining a new idea to a friend, talking to yourself in the mirror, recording a short voice message, writing a post or a note that begins with, Today I learned that each time you do this, your brain moves from passive to active, from I heard it to I can recreate it. Tonight, if a part of this gentle lesson stays with you, you might imagine explaining it tomorrow to a future version of yourself. Hey, remember, you'll say, my memory wasn't weak, it was just untrained, and I started training it in little, sleepy steps. In that moment, you're not just remembering, you're teaching, and teaching is remembering twice. Part 8, your mind palace, walking through memory. Close your eyes for a moment if you haven't already. Imagine the place you know best, your childhood home, your current room, a hallway you walked 1,000 times in school. See the door, the floor, the furniture, the corners. Your brain remembers places with stunning detail. Even after many years, the mind palace uses this natural gift. You choose a familiar place and place memories inside it like objects in a room. If you needed to remember a series of ideas, you could put each one in a different spot. A glowing word on your desk, a picture floating above your bed, a tiny character sitting quietly on a windowsill. Later, you don't have to fight to recall them. You simply walk through that place in your imagination and pick them up one by one. Tonight, you don't need to build a perfect palace, but you might gently choose a room in your mind and imagine placing a single idea from this video there. Perhaps the sentence, "My memory is not broken, it is trainable." Lay it on a shelf, write it glowing on the wall, fold it and put it under your pillow in that mental room. Each time you return, that simple sentence will still be there, waiting quietly for you. Part 9, the last 10 minutes before sleep. Right now, you are in one of the most powerful moments for your memory. As you drift towards sleep, your brain begins its night shift, sorting, cleaning, organizing, deciding. It asks, again and again, what should I keep? What can I let go? The things you touch right before sleep are like books placed gently into the librarian's hands. If the last thing your mind sees is noise, fast videos, angry comments, random scrolling, your brain learns to keep that. If the last thing it meets is calm review, soft repetition, quiet meaning, it learns to keep that instead. You are already doing it tonight. You are letting your mind end the day with something slow, gentle, and meaningful. Even if you don't remember every step tomorrow, your brain will remember the feeling of finishing the day with intention instead of being pulled away by endless distractions. This is one of the kindest gifts you can give to your memory, a soft, simple routine in the final minutes before sleep, where you whisper to your brain, "This matters, please keep this safe." Part 10, writing, pressing save with your hand. There is a quiet power in taking a pen, opening a notebook, and writing something down with your own hand. Your thoughts slow just enough for understanding to deepen. Your hand, your eyes, and your mind all work together. When you write, you are telling your brain, "I am willing to spend time and movement on this." It is not just passing through. You don't need beautiful handwriting. You don't need pages of notes, just a few lines, a new word and its meaning, a sentence that touched you, a lesson you don't want to lose. Writing turns vague ideas into something solid and physical. One day, If you flip back through your notebook, you'll see not just ink, but a map of everything your mind chose to keep. As you sink deeper into the mattress, you can imagine your future self sitting at a quiet table, copying down a single sentence from tonight and smiling softly as they do it. That small, gentle act is the brain's version of pressing save. Part 11, Active Recall, the gentle test. Most people think they know something because it feels familiar while they are looking at it. But the real question is, can you bring it back? When the page is closed, the video is paused, the voice has gone quiet? Active recall is the simple, honest test that turns "I saw it" into "I own it." It doesn't need to be harsh. You don't have to interrogate yourself. You can just ask softly, what do I remember from that video? What were the main steps? Can I explain one of them in my own words? Even if your answer is incomplete, even if you struggle a little, that struggle is your memory lifting weights, growing stronger with each attempt. Right now, as sleep approaches, you don't need to test yourself, but tomorrow or the next day, you might pause for a moment and ask, what was that line about my memory not being broken? If you can bring it back, even partially, you will feel a tiny spark of trust. I can recall, I can rebuild. Active recall is not about perfection. It's about gently asking your brain to open the drawer and show you what it has kept. Part 12, Protecting your mind from overload. Imagine your mind as a quiet garden. When you choose carefully, you plant ideas that nourish you, thoughts that help you grow, words that give you strength, memories that make you feel alive. But if you leave the gate open all day to every noise, every clip, every argument, every notification, weeds begin to spread, not because you are weak, but because the garden is crowded. In a crowded garden, even the most beautiful flower struggles to breathe. Your memory isn't only about techniques, it is also about space. Space for silence, space for boredom, space for one thought at a time. You don't have to disappear from the world. You don't have to throw away your phone, but you can offer your mind small pockets of protection. A few minutes in the morning before any screen, a quiet hour now and then with just a book or a notebook, a gentle decision to unfollow what drains you and follow what truly feeds you. When you lower the volume of everything, your brain finally has room to hold on to what matters. Your memory doesn't live in chaos. It lives in the spaces you clear for it. A soft ending, trusting your mind again. You've just walked very gently through a new way of seeing your memory, not as an enemy, not as a disappointment, but as a living, trainable part of you that has been doing its best in a very loud world. Attention, images, stories, repetition, emotion, teaching, places in your mind, quiet review before sleep, writing, recalling, protecting your inner garden. You don't need to remember every step tonight. Your brain will keep what it's ready to keep. For now, your only job is to rest. Let the words fade like footprints in soft sand. Let your breathing grow slower, deeper, more peaceful. Somewhere inside, your inner librarian is still awake, walking the aisles of your mental library, placing new books on cleaner shelves, whispering, "This one matters. Let's keep this one safe." You are not broken. You are not behind. You are simply learning how to remember in your own time, in your own way. So let your eyes grow heavy, let the day fall away, and drift now into the deep, quiet, beautiful space where your mind rests, heals, and gently becomes a place where important things are never truly lost. Good night. Sleep well.